All right, have Morgan Massey here, and I am so excited about this workshop that you have coming up this spring. So why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah, very excited. We have in spring in the Lake Tahoe, Nevada area, and planning a resilient leadership anthology workshop, which will be again in person here in Lake Tahoe, beautiful place to be over a weekend, with the goal of having around no more than 25 authors coming together and writing a chapter that will be a part of this anthology. So we're looking for folks that have developed some resilience in a leadership position across the course of their lives or their careers and want to share that experience. What we found in our experience, and I'm sure, Paul, you have too, is that when we share how we've overcome our challenges and those obstacles in our way, people really resonate with that. That's going to make a good, rich book for people to really be engaged with and want to read. It'll be a way to get your story out there, build your credibility in your field and your position, and share your story and experience too. When I think of resilient leadership, it can be that formal leadership position within an organization, over a team. It could be a leadership position within a church or a community, or you could be reflecting on your leadership position within your family or your community group as well. So, whatever leadership means to you, we're really looking for those rich experiential stories of how you've developed resilience through adversity through your life. So be about 5K per person for this weekend workshop. And the goal ends for this is to have your chapter pretty close to done. So we're going to be sharing best tips and practices for how to write an engaging chapter based off your story, talk about finding and leveraging your voice and your expertise, and all the practical advice and guidance that I give in all of my other retreats and workshops to make sure that you have the support that you need to just knock it out of the park. And this can be a way that you can leverage your voice as an author, a co-author of this anthology book, and build your credibility as a published author as well.
What's so great about this, Morgan, is the group that's publishing has a track record of producing number one bestseller after number one bestseller after number one bestseller. And my experience has just been over the top good with it. And I'm excited to be a part of it because I just know that it's going to be a guaranteed bestseller. And so, with the people that are coming into this, what's important is that it's a good fit, that it's aligned. And so, there's probably going to be a process where you have to make application and get approved. And so, is there an initial deposit they put down, or are you just going to screen them? Anybody can apply. How are you going to do that, Morgan?
No, we'll have an application process with an initial deposit, and all that information will be shared out to anyone that's interested. We're going to be creating a page where you can go and kind of put your name in the hat for that process. And this will take place in spring 2025. So, when that initial process is out there for folks to go access, I'll share it with you and we can share it with the network, and anyone who's interested can reach out and we can take it from there.
So, one of your real superpowers is the fact that you can get people to go from blank page to something that they have in hand. Like we just talked about a workshop you're doing in Oxford, England, but this is in the fall, but it's coming spring. So, I imagine that'll be a part of the workshop with that. Is that right?
Yeah, it's all woven in together. So
Mhm.
you get this group and community of people that like to write and to publish and to put their expertise out there to the world. So yeah, there's going to be a blending of what I'm doing in the Oxford retreat and the tail end of October this year, and how that very easily might transition to opportunities for those authors to join the Resilient Leadership Workshop in the spring 2025, just as another opportunity for them to get that bestseller status and build that credibility and build their personal brand by getting their stories and expertise out there. Absolutely.
Yes, it's so powerful. And one of the things that I've stumbled onto, and you've seen with the Public Speak and Prosper group, is that speaking is really your power. And if you're looking to find your message, is I found that podcasting was really something I was trying to like transcribe my story so I didn't have to type it out because I just don't like to type. And my sister, who's written 6 bestsellers herself, is she says handwrite is a good way. And it's good for the initial notes and everything. But my superpower is getting unstuck. So it's how do you take an idea that you have and then basically in a few hours time have a really compelling chapter. So yeah, it's exciting to me to see what works in the marketplace. However, when I started writing my first book, I was so stuck I didn't even know how to get unstuck. And
Yeah.
I think it was the hardest thing I've never given birth to a baby. That's probably like harder to take 7 years to write my memoir. And then my publisher was saying memoirs don't sell. And is this an inspiration book or is it a marketing book? And I said, it's both. They said it can't be. So I was like fighting my publisher the whole way through. And it ended up that it was a bestseller in 22 categories.
That's
And it was a
great.
#1 book in 10 categories in 4 countries. So don't always listen to the traditional publishers
Mhm.
because they just have their way of doing things. If you have a following of 400 or 500,000, then call all the big names, the McGraw Hills and all them.
Yeah.
They'd love to publish your book because it's a guarantee for them. But
Mhm.
for a guarantee for you, if you jump on an anthology project like Morgan did, like I did, and I did that 6 months before my memoir published. And when I was able to put best-selling author on the front of my cover when it launched, I'll tell you, it like catapulted. That's what skyrocket to success is all about, is having that notoriety, that status, that authority that comes with becoming a best-selling author. And then a really in-demand speaker, because that's where the doors really open up. Wouldn't you agree, Morgan?
Absolutely agree. I mean, that is the whole process there. If you want to launch into speaking and getting those types of engagements on all sorts of different stages, having that book with that bestseller status is going to be one surefire way of getting you there. And the people that you meet as part of an anthology project absolutely can help you build your network and get you onto some of those stages as well. That is how I got onto a TEDx stage not too long ago through the partnerships that I built through an anthology project that I was recently on. So I know for a fact it can get you there. And if you would have asked me even just a year ago if TEDx was even on my radar, I would say, no, I'll never be a TEDx. I have not even a goal, not even. But someone saw my chapter. They encouraged me to speak on that topic. They helped me find that stage. They helped me through the application process, did a little hand holding. And then as of last weekend, now I'm a TEDx speaker. It's amazing. It's amazing. And now that you are on those stages, other stages will see you and want you. So it's an exciting path, but you got to get through that initial, oh, it's really hard to get through writing your book and the time that it takes and the diligence that it takes. Get through it, figure out your practices for pushing through and sticking with that process so you can achieve all these things.
That's so great. So if you're interested in, just click link below. It'll be attached, and we'd be happy to speak with you and tell you more about it. It's going to be an exciting project that we're working on together. It's just so exciting.
Can't wait.